Sorry for any of y'all that's been waiting. I thought I was live the last 15 minutes, but that's okay. I'm on now, and I am in 3 positions currently. I'm a little frustrated. I thought I've been live this whole time, so now I'm going to have to repeat all this. So sorry for if anybody was waiting, but I'm in 3 positions now. KWE. This one, I'm not really sure what's going on with it. It's popping right now, and I can't really find much news. I know this was a reverse split about a week or two ago. I'm in a little bit heavier than I would prefer to be at this point. I'm in 800 shares right now. If it breaks 10, I'm really going to evaluate this position, probably cut my loss, but most of these pops between 4 to 659 don't sustain, so I'm hoping for that. NCNA is another one I'm in. It's just another 4 a.m. pop. Can't really find news on this one either. And then PLRZ. This was a stock that was very bullish yesterday, or Friday, I mean. And it's still bullish. So it was trading around 25 cents. Then they said they were canceling the reverse stock split. And if you notice, it had trouble getting over 120. That's where their warrant was. And then after hours, in my opinion, got heavily manipulated to get it over that 120. So I don't think it'll sustain over this 120. My entry is a little above 120. I think 121. So I'm gonna keep my eye on this one, but I expect this one to give back a lot of gains here today. But KWE, this one's been very interesting. Didn't see this move happening. I played this one, like I said, a week or two ago. After the reverse split, but this move is crazy. But I still don't think it sustains. When they pump like this for no reason, they usually give it all back. So as people hop on, I'll probably end up repeating myself a few times, but so I'm in 3 positions right now. KWE, NCNA, PLRZ, and I'm honestly kind of surprised none of them started falling harder yet. PLRZ, this was a pump from Friday. They basically said they were no longer going to do the reverse stock split. They had warrants at $1.20. As you can see, it struggled to get to $1.20 during intraday, and then after hours, it got heavily manipulated. I think this was a lot of manipulation here to get over the 120 warrants, and It could not hold. I played this. If you follow me, you probably heard me mention I like Friday afternoon pops for this exact reason. They usually don't hold. And I didn't get the best entry because I did not expect it to pop all the way to 175 after hours Friday. But I still made some money on this one. Ended the day over 5 grand on Friday. So this kind of was the icing on the cake of the day, and as you can see, I entered. My average is around 121 now, so I think it'll fail, get back most of its gains today, unless it gets heavily manipulated again. NCNA, still not really sure why this one's popping. Was trading under 50 cents. Now it is, it gave back a lot of its gains, but it did pop back up, and I re-entered right here as well. So I'll keep an eye on this one. I'm not too heavy in this position, but KWE, I'm gonna keep a very close eye with this one because I'm a little heavier than I originally wanted for this one, because it made a very bullish. So I entered today after this move, right here, and once it fell below VWAP, they're in a very poor cash position. So I entered after it fell below VWAP, but right at 6 o'clock, it just started raging. And as you can see from the arrows, I got some more entries right here. So if it breaks above 10, I'm gonna have to reevaluate this position, especially since I'm in a little heavier than I'd prefer, but I think it's gonna give it all back. So let's keep an eye on it. Look at the top gainers, see what's going on with other plays as well. If anybody knows why KWE is raging, feel free to let me know because I can't figure it out. I didn't think I'd be talking about KWE mostly, or keeping my eye on this one the closest, but that's where we're at. So I'm basically right at my entry for ELRZ. This 120 level is going to be key. I'm hoping to see it break below it here and sustain. But this one's going to be interesting because I do think this one's getting heavily manipulated to stay over 120 for those warrants. KWE, I just can't figure out why this one is just popping off so much. But I'm in it. We'll figure it out. If it gets above 10, though, I'll probably um, bounce, get out, reevaluate the position, or cut my position down, but I'll probably end up leaving. Can't really find, I really don't really know why NCNA's moving the way it is either. Trying to find it, looking through the chats, but it's mostly just bulls. Just saying it's going to the moon. Yeah, it just looks like a pumped bio stock. I'm not really sure why it's up, but that's a good thing. I like when I can't figure out why a stock is up, because that means it'll usually give back most of its gains. But KWE, this is the one I'm gonna keep a close eye on because I'm in a pretty solid position already. Hoping KWE does not make new highs here. Yeah, as long as KWE doesn't make any new highs, I'm not too concerned, because once 7 o'clock drops, it's a Monday. Between 7 and 9:30, there's going to be a lot of PRs dropping. With the real news, that'll pull attention away from this stock, I think. NCNA kind of testing VWAP right now. PLRZ, like I was saying, staying around that 120 level. That's going to be key. this falls down to my entry. I'm at 802. If it gets about 813, I'm gonna trim a little bit of this position. Just so I'm not in so heavy. Get rid of 200 shares if it gets down to 813. DNA, kind of doing the same thing. PLRZ, doing the same thing. It's a wild move by KWE though. Yeah, none of the positions are falling. I was hoping they would. I think all three of these will be lower than they are right now by end of day. So not too concerned, but surprised by some of these moves. See if KWE hits my $1.13. $2.20. Send order. Okay, now I'm only in 600 shares. That's a little bit more comfortable. Let's see what it does. Took a very tiny loss on that. And then NCNA, same thing. Good. KWE looks like it's falling now, but like I said, I lowered my position just in case. Oh, now we're green, baby. Let's go. Now we're deep green. Keep falling. So I like to see, again, when these pump for no reason, they usually give it all back, but this one has been behaving pretty odd. PLRZ, I'm basically at break even. That 120 level. Super interesting. I'm only in 1,200 shares, so not a big position. But I think it'll give it all back. And it has a lot to give back. For the stock split news, it was trading in like the 25 to 30 cents. So the only thing I don't like is the 200. This is where I usually take profit, is all the way up here. So there's not a lot, but I will probably hold it to see if it drops below $1. Because if it drops below $1, it could get back a lot of gains. NCNA, not really sure why this one's pumping, but I'm in it. Anybody from the circle group and oh my gosh, I gotta take some profits here. Up $800 in this position. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That is what I'm talking about. I'm out. Let's go. Okay. Did y'all catch that? Whoa. That was a beauty. Made $800 on that insane move. I wasn't even looking. Nice, nice. I'm glad you made JT made $300 with 300 shares. Not hey, that's not bad. The bar fee was super cheap, so that was probably all money. Honestly, I probably should have held on, but that was beautiful. Okay, well, let's see what the rest of them are doing. Makes me feel a little bit better. Um, so NCNA in this one as well. Again, I can't figure out why this is pumping. It's just, I think it's a biotech company. Because when I look through the news, I don't see anything. When I look through the chats, it's just long saying it's going to the moon, but not giving a real reason why. And I love these ones that pump between 4 and 659 because they usually give back most of their gains. Where the 7 to 930 is usually news based, and they give back their gains. I'm not saying they don't, but they're more likely to run. PLRZ, so it's fallen below that 120 key level. And that KWE was a beauty. Woke me up, I can tell you that. Just looking through the top gainers now, see if there's IVF. Thanks for the heads up. Let's see what's going on with IVF. Okay, NCNA falling below VWAP. Oh, thanks for the heads up. This thing is acting up. Not even showing up in my top gainers for some reason. I don't even have my trade alerts on. What's going on? That's why I didn't know about it. So I'm in IVF now. Get my trade alerts on. Only in 500 shares of this. I didn't really have time to really see what was going on, but thanks for the heads up, Carlos. Just out here raw dogging without my alerts on. That's wild. So I entered 500 more shares. IVF. And we'll enter 500 more at 295. See if it can break through 3. Not seeing news yet. So it hit my 295 as well. Good solid position now. Looking pretty bullish. See if it's pulling away attention from PLRZ or was. Oh my gosh, look at KWE. It's still falling. Wow. Should have held on to some. So IVF is testing 3. I'm gonna grab 1,000 more locates just so I don't, oh, they already got pricey. Dang. Might just stick with 500 for now. Martin, did you stay in it? And did you make money off KWE? Because you were the one that alerted that in the group. I was wondering, oh my gosh, I should have held on to this thing. Oh, jeez. That's all right. I made good on it, but wow. That's insane. But yeah, I was hoping you made money off it, Martin, because when it broke this new high, I was like, I wonder if he got out when it did that. Whoa, nice job, Martin. JT made 300. You made almost 300. Good stuff. And you probably can see here, I got a buy order at 272. Actually, I'm gonna do 276 just to get my, I could see this staying bullish. So, I mean, it's just hard to tell at this point. So I'm in 1,500 shares. I'd rather only be at 1,000 shares right now. So if it gets down to 276, I'm gonna take 500 off. I'll be like 3 cents in the profit. It's not really even about that. It's more just to get some of my share count down. We might do it right here. Might have just missed it though. Let's see. Still haven't found any news for IVF. It's moving like it was a news play. You know what? I think this is probably just a pump, but I'd rather be at 1,000 shares than 1,500 right now. Because if it breaks 3, because the locates are really expensive, I'd rather get those 500 back and I can use them if it stays bullish. Man, KWE though. No, I keep bringing it up, but man, that's all you can ask for right here. A pump on no news. You can see my arrows went in pretty heavy, and then just massive death candle after massive death candle. Unfortunately, I got out on this one. I got too excited. And it's not even that being excited. I'm sure most of y'all know this. Once you see a couple massive red candles like this, it usually gives a little bounce. but this one did not. Yeah, usually if you see a candle like that, usually just one candle like this, it'll have a little bounce, but especially after two, like there's going to be a green candle to bounce. And I thought I would maybe re-enter at the VWAP test, but no, it just liquidated. $94 in the money with PLRZ. I really figured out, I mean, I shouldn't admit this because you're supposed to always have a game plan before you enter, meaning I don't have really an entire game plan on where I want to take profit at, because I usually take profit at where the 200 moving averages, but there's not a lot of meat on the bones right here, and it was trading for like 25 to 30 cents. So I might take half here, just a little win, and then just ride out the rest. Oh, it's below $1 now. So, oh, no, I was looking at NC. Let me pull up NCNA so I can see what I'm talking about. So this is another one that just pumped, and I still couldn't figure out a reason why it pumped. I'm probably going to hang on to it though. It could bounce here at $1, and I'm only $86 in the money, in the profit. So um, I'm gonna hang on to this one, but I wouldn't be surprised if it bounces a little bit here at $1. But fell through VWAP. Probably not a bad entry if it retests VWAP, to be honest. I might add to it if it gets back up to like $1.09. And IVF, we're due for a red candle. Let's see what you put in the circle group, Martin. Let's go. Maybe this is that red candle I was asking for. Not too concerned with IVF. Like, again, this one's pumping. I can't find a reason why, so it's all good. But I'd rather only be in 1,000 shares right now, just in case if it gets a little more bullish, I can use those 500 shares to re-enter at a better spot, because the locate fees are very expensive now. Oh, it hit it. Cool. So I'm only in 1,000 shares now. Good stuff. PLRZ falling below VWAP. Probably wasn't a bad entry here either. So I'm in green in all my positions besides IVF, and I think it's only a matter of time before I'll be in this one too. But let's see what happens at 7. And now I'm very green. Is it wanting to give it all back? I'll take it. This is wild. But hey, you see why I like these that pump for no reason? They usually give it all back. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Good start to the morning. Thanks for the heads up, Carlos. Oh, you a beer? Man, this got me excited. It's gonna be a good Monday. So I'm pulling it up so y'all can see it. Already up $1,000 on the day. Can't complain there. Cannot complain. $1,000 at 7 a.m. And both my plays that I made money on were from y'all, Carlos and Martin, with the KWE alert. I will admit I probably would have entered KWE regardless, but seeing Martin was eyeballing it gave me some assurance. Yeah, no, Carlos, 100%. No, that's exactly why I'm here. I used to try to be bullish on a lot of these plays too, but um, I probably should have held on to IVF to be honest. Taking profit a little early today, but that's okay. When I see when I see these massive red candles, I'm used to seeing a little bit of a bounce afterwards, but not happening today. But yeah, no,
JCSE.
I used to be bullish too, but then reality hit, and then I was like, I don't know if that's the right move. JCSE is popping right now. I'm about to grab some locates. So I'm in the position. Let me pull it up. And most of y'all know this. I trade on my phone. I'm doing this. I do the screen sharing for y'all. So I already entered the position. Not too heavy though, because got some research to do first, but I'm $200 in the money now. I might get out of this before y'all even see it. Oh my gosh. I'm already out. Made 300 on that one. Let's go. God is good. Blessed over here today. Look at this. Look where we at today. $1,500. I probably made more than 300 on that one. I probably, yeah. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. And look where it hit. 200. It'll probably bounce here. I'm leaving some money on the table today, but oh my goodness. Oh, it's going down. It's already down to 92 cents. Again, I reiterate this. This is when I should be live streaming, honestly. It's from 4 to 6:59 because these pumps almost always give it back. Like, look at this. Pops, write it down. KWE, pop, write it down. IVF, pop, write it down. And I'm waiting for that to happen with this one, and it's slowly doing it. I mean, I'm in the money. And like I said, it's at $1, so there's a good chance it could bounce at this psychological level, but and then PLRZ is trying to give it its back too. Did anybody else catch JCSE? I know y'all heard it go off on my computer. Hope y'all were able to get in it. Man, these are beautiful. I got plenty of plays to talk about today. Trying to take notes of, do a better job of taking good notes about what plays I took so I can review with everyone, but there has been a lot today. Okay, you were able to catch it? Nice. Nice, nice. Sorry, I'm just staring at that screen. It's so beautiful how it gave back those gains. So, NCNA is below $1 now. I'm probably going to ride this one to be to the 200 moving average. Not a lot of people on the live stream right now. I know it's early, but man, missed some plays today. Missed some plays today if you did not jump on. And as y'all see, where my take profit zones or where I'm covering is a little before you get to the 200 moving average. This will continue to move as the 200 moving average moves. So Katie, I see you called it. Did anybody else catch? Did anybody else make money on IVF or JCSE? Katie, $200 not bad, 'cause I know we were talking previously and you had a small account, so 200 solid. And y'all have heard me say this before about how these pops are more high risk, but man, are they rewarding. Gosh, that's why I can't completely stray away from them. I'm trying to be more cautious, more calculated, obviously, but I mean, like, look at this. And look at this one. KWE's trying to pop, though. If it wants to get back to VWAP, I'll re-enter this trash stock. And like, look at this pop. So I get it. They are high risk. Can't give financial advice. Not recommending it for anyone, but for myself, I cannot completely stray away from these. This is how I kind of made my fame with these plays right here. It's more just about knowing when to get out when they go against you. And that's something I'm continuing to we're continuously trying to dial in, because it's easier said than done. NCNA making new lows. $1,500 on the day. And my two biggest plays have been member alerts. Love it. Love it, love it. Or maybe in JCSE. Let me pull up to see what I made on each one, because that's the only thing I don't like about TradeZero Mobile. It's really hard to see like what you made on each position. I love TradeZero. They've been pretty solid. I wouldn't recommend them or have an affiliate link if I didn't think that. But I do wish that on the mobile it was a little bit more clear what you made on each position. On the desktop it's clear. So that's why I'm pulling it up. now. So $752 was made on KWE, $272 on IVF, and then 305 on JCSE. And they all kind of just did the same thing. They just popped and then all of a sudden decided to give it all back. This one will probably play out a little bit slower. PLRZ and NCNA. You see there's a blue arrow here. I just took 200 shares off at 115. And then I'll probably take 600 at $1 and then, or $1.01, and then let the rest ride out. Just because the 200 moving average is all the way up here, so the risk versus reward's not really there on this one, even though it probably is going to give it all back, because this one had, for people that just hopped on, so the story behind this one was it was trading 25 to 30 cents, and then they said they were no longer going to do a reverse stock split, got bullish, ran all the way up to $1.19. And I think the reason why I went to $1.19 was because $1.20 is where their warrants are that they're going to be dumping if it made it there. And then it got so manipulated in after hours. And I was watching it too, kind of frustrated because I didn't have the best entry on this one. I ended up making money on it, but the bids, the bid walls were insane. It was getting manipulated. So it would be, it would just bust through a new level, and then the bid would be like 300,000, and then it would go back up, and then it was up here to $1.50. The bid was like 100,000, 200,000, like just massive bid walls, like they were forcing it up. And then finally, when it got up here, I think they were probably selling warrants, to be honest. I don't know how quick you can sell them, but they were intentionally manipulating it to try to get it over $1.20. I mean, it was so obvious by the sides of those bids. No retail investor was dropping 100K on this position, because every time it would drop, and it was at every level too. So if it did fall below it, there was another 100,000 shares propping it up. It was wild. But eventually, Friday after hours, they always give it back because nobody wants to hold these trash companies over the weekend. Usually, at least. But the point is, I'll probably take some profit here and then let the rest ride out. But yeah, not much else to say right now. I'll wait to see if there's any trade alerts. I have my alerts going now. Not much action today, but it did make us some money on JCSE. But I will probably mute for now until something else comes up, or if y'all have a question.
GPUS.
Just got an alert, GPUS. Oh no, it's not giving me my locates. Come on, baby. Let's get these. Let's get these. Oh my gosh, it's been happening a lot today. it'll quote me, I'll accept it, then they don't give it to me.
GPUS.
It is raging right now. Wow. Insane move right here. Trying to see what the news is.
GPUS. GPUS.
So that wasn't beauty. Sorry, I wasn't talking much through that. I was trying to time my entries, but that was another pretty play. As you can see, got in here, sold out here, and now we're up almost 1900 on the day. 1848, good stuff. Man, a lot of opportunities today. I'm kind of glad I'm out of this one because I want to see, now I kind of have a range to know where the top is. So I'm going to set up, I'm going to enter, let's see, 500 more shares if it gets to 395. You can see some news on TradingView. Click the icon below. Oh, I see it 1 hour ago. Cool. Thanks for sharing. That is good to know. Carlos, did you get in it? GPUS? Oh, and NCNA's diving now. Man, good day. Since this is where it bounced last time, around 90, I want to take just
GPUS,
I'm gonna take a little bit off right here just to secure some profit. I'm having a good day. So we'll just take 400 shares since I'm in 1400. Now I'm in 1000.
UCAR,
UCAR. I'd like to see this one get up a little more. I'll keep an eye on it, but not interested yet.
GPUS,
We're getting alerts for GPUS when it falls below VWAP. That's what that is. Because I have two alerts basically when the same criteria for the spikes are met. Whenever they fall below VWAP, I get an alert. This is kind of what I'm used to seeing, why I took profits on KWE, JCSE, because usually when you see a crazy red candle like this, it'll kind of just leave a wick at the bottom and bounce back up. But KWE did not do that. It just kept diving. Same thing with this one. But I'll re-enter this one if it gets to 395. Small position. I'm having a good day. Don't want a bullish stock to ruin that. So now we're at 90 cents with NCNA. Keep an eye on GPUS for now. But can't complain. We had some beautiful setups. I see a few people have joined. Up 1900 on the day. Man, has there been some beautiful plays today. JCSE, beautiful pop and die earlier. You can see from the arrows, rode that one. KWE, same story. Pop, we entered a short, made our money on the way down. IVF, same story. Pop, made money when it dove, and already taken some profits on, a lot of profits on this one at this 90 level. I'm gonna ride 600 shares to VWAP, or to, sorry, the 200 moving average. And PLRZ in a small position here, seeing if this one fails too, because this one's a pump from a reverse stock split dismissal, a reverse stock split dismissal where they said they were no longer going to do a reverse stock split. And so yeah, good stuff. So can't complain. Probably won't be going into, wait, it wicked up here? Why didn't I get filled? That's weird. Anyways, I got 500 shares for that I'll enter GPUS. I've already, as you can see, caught the initial spike, sold on the way down. But if it gets back up to 395, which it looks like it did, I don't know why I didn't get filled. That's odd. I will re-enter. I've never seen that, like, or that rarely happens, where it wicks up over my entry, but I don't get filled. But all good. Thanks for the news, Martin. Yeah, beautiful day so far. Beautiful day. And the best part is a lot of these plays were member alerts, so thank y'all. We're a team, make money together. And I haven't gave my circle group a shout out. It's in the description below. I'm gonna be honest, it's probably gonna be the last week it's free, because it's growing quicker than I expected. And I'm starting to realize I don't think I want a big group. I'd rather have a small group that's locked in than a big group. So this will probably be the last week it's free, because I don't want the dynamic to change. Everybody's super supportive in there, so I know with it staying free, I'm asking for trolls and other people to come in, so it might not even be free by the end of this week. I don't know, but right now it's free, and it's probably not going to stay that way. So up 1900 on the day for everyone that's still hopping on. A lot of plays today. I just went over them. I'll go over some more here shortly, but as of right now, I'm just keeping an eye on GPUS, see if it makes it back up to my 395 entry where I want to enter. We caught it on the pop, wrote it down, sold, and if it pops again, I might re-enter. If it closes below VWAP, that is a opportunity for an entry, but I will probably hold off for now. I don't know, JT. Like right now it's free. And no, and it's gonna stay free. Everybody that's in there is gonna get grandfathered in. Like whoever gets in there free, they're gonna get grandfathered in forever, meaning not have to pay. But I was talking to my AI friend ChatGPT And there's actually some studies done. I think Martin, you brought this up too. People who pay for a group are usually more engaged, more likely to contribute, more likely to to add value to the group. And we have 31 people in our group now. It's not that much, but it's growing a lot quicker than I thought it would. And the dynamic in there now is so great. What made me think of it was, I think it was Gabe posted like he made like 500 bucks on a play. And there was like 7 or 8 comments where everybody was like, nice job, good job, like super supportive. I don't have a single troll in there right now. Um, and I was like, if I keep this open, there's a good chance that the dynamic will change. It might not be as support because I've been in all kind of Discord groups, and like it seems like everyone in there are miserable. They're always complaining about stuff. They're not supportive. So I don't want to get to that. So as of right now, it's open, it's free, but I know if I keep it open and it gets 100 members, 200 members, yeah, that's cool and all, but I don't even know if I want that. I'd rather just have a small group that's really supportive, looks after each other, contributes. Like, for example, Carlos today was one that did well, it was on the YouTube live, but Martin mentioned a play that I made the most money on today in the member alerts. It was this play. So I want to keep it like constructive, supportive. So I know if I let it grow, the dynamic might change. So the entry price, I don't even know. I haven't even thought about it. It's going to be after I launch that the course I was talking about, which I'm almost done. I think it'll be done this week. Once that launches, I'll probably start charging a small fee to enter, just so only people will enter that actually care. Because with me keeping it free, there's a good chance that I'm gonna let some trolls in eventually. And I just don't have time to moderate. Y'all know between running a bunch of cannabis dispensaries, my real estate endeavors, and trading, I don't have time to moderate that group. So if I put a price tag on it to enter, it'll limit the amount of trolls that get in there. Thanks, Steven. That means a lot, man. And it's nice having people like you in there that's experienced too. We have quite a bit of experienced people in there that can answer questions, that has their own style of shorting. Learn from each other. But yeah, so that's it in a nutshell. I don't know how much I'll be charging, but again, it's not even, if there was a way I could, I mean, I don't know. I just don't really want the dynamic to change, long story short. It was that Gabe post where he made like 500 bucks, and even some of Steven's posts and Martin's posts just gets a lot of engagement. Everybody's supportive, so I don't want that to change. It's easy to be that way with only 31 members, but if it starts growing, I could see that dynamic changing quick. Because I'm still in a couple Discord groups because I'm sure when my yearly fees are up or whatever, I paid to be in some of these, and some of them are not yearly fees. Some of them were monthly or free or whatever, but everybody in there is like complaining. They hate like for example, one of them's like Zip Trader or something. I don't think they've ever said anything nice in there. Everybody's always just complaining. And that's the last thing I want, is just a group like that. Steven, did you catch any of these plays this morning? Were you up? Are you in the States or are you international? We got a lot of international people in our group, which I kind of like, honestly. I thought it was going to be more USA based, but I think I have more international people in our group. I'm jealous of y'all's time zone. Because I'm not a morning person, so it is hard for me to get up. Well, and I stay up late too. That's the real problem. From Greece. I don't know. I'm probably gonna murder your name. How do you say it, Focos? But I like it. I love all the international people in our group. I wouldn't. I guess a lot of international people watch the Kimfo podcast. Anyways, I'll start doing a recap here shortly of how the morning went. Really can't complain. Beautiful morning um, so far. Around 7:45, I'll go back over all the plays so I don't keep repeating myself. You know what? I'll go ahead and go over it. So, the main plays from this morning, I'll go over the ones in pre-market. So, NC, NCNA, as you can see where I entered and then re-entered right here, it's looking like it's starting to fail. This 90-cent level is key. It looks like it's about to fall below it. This is a pump, no news, so it's going to keep falling more than likely. KWE was kind of the big play, which Martin alerted in our group. So this one, I still don't really know why it was bullish. It did do a reverse stock split. I remember I played it right here a couple weeks ago, but it's Friday. It came a little bullish, and then at what was that, 6 o'clock? It just popped, and as you can see from the red arrows, I had quite a bit of entries, rode it down. I mean, just red death candle after death candle after death candle. And that's what a lot of these do if they pop without any news between 6 a.m. I'm sorry, between 4 a.m. to 6:59 a.m. Can't really give you a reason why. Don't know if they're pumps, but they rarely hold their gains. This was my biggest win on the day. Very similar with IVF. It had, 4 massive green candles where it was raging and then all of a sudden gave it all back. So pretty good entry on that one. JCSE, very similar story. Right at 7 o'clock, it popped all the way up to 154, and then the next candle gave it, or no, that same candle gave it all the way back. So a lot of beautiful pops. Haven't played a lot of the VWAP fades that I usually play. PLRZ is kind of one of those. This one, I haven't really made much on it today. I've taken some profits, but it's more just not much of anything. But this one was trading between 25 and 30 cents. It was going to do a reverse stock split. They canceled it and it pumped hard. They had warrants at $1.20. You can see during intraday on Friday, it made it up to $1.19. And then in after hours, it got heavily manipulated and to get over that 120 level. And then this morning it popped. I took some entries and I'm gonna ride that one out. And GPUS played this one earlier as well. Caught it on the initial pop, sold it on the red candle, and I am going to keep an eye on this one. The news seemed decent.
ATHE.
Just got an alert. ATHE. It says it's only up 30% right now, but let's pull it up. Got a lot of tabs today. Not interested right now. There was an opportunity though. I just didn't get there fast enough. But yeah, so that's it. The morning kind of in a nutshell so far. And if any more alerts pop up, I'll let y'all know. But as of right now, I'm only in NCNA, waiting to see if I'm only in 600 shares though, because I'm up 1900 on the morning. Kind of trim most of my positions. Waiting to see if this can hold below 90, and I think it will, because this is again another pump. This is a 4 a.m. pump, and usually they pump and come straight back down. This one decided to get bullish again, but obviously you can see it's making new lows. So I wouldn't be surprised for it to come back to the 200 moving average. So that's what I'm holding for. And then PLRZ, honestly, it was trading at like 20 to 30 cents. I think it's going to give it all back, but I do think this is a very manipulated play right now. So I'm only in 1,000 shares. Like I was saying,
GPUS.
GPUS, it either fell below VWAP or it's popping. Okay, got my 395 entry. Don't like that it made a new high here, but it didn't sustain over it, so I'm feeling okay with it. So a lot of people play like new highs as if a wick goes above it. I don't play them that way. If it closes above a new high, it's bullish to me. But if this still isn't bullish to me if it's just a wick. If it holds over 410 and closes, I consider that bullish. I'll evaluate the position, but this doesn't feel bullish to me. A little wick, yeah, technically it broke a new high, but unless it can sustain it, I'm not looking to get out. So I'm gonna sit in this one for a little bit, see what happens with it. If it holds over 410, closes this 5-minute candle over 410, since I'm already having a good morning, I might just get out just to prevent any bad loss. But as of right now, I'm feeling good about it because it's not holding over that level. And it might, but as of right now, it's not. So I'm not concerned. But one of these plays will get hot. It's a Monday. Almost always there's a runner on Mondays. Don't know if it'll be GPUS, but we will see. So this is looking a little bullish. This is looking very bullish. So I might cut my losses on this one soon. Well, dang. But I'm gonna wait and see where this candle closes. But I'm only in 500 shares on this one, so not too heavy. Yeah, no, it's looking bullish now. But yeah, I'm gonna close or trim down this position. We'll see what this candle does. But yeah, it's dropping now. I'm gonna cover some right here. Cool. I'm out of this now. Took a little loss on it, but that's okay. It looked a little bullish, a little too bullish for me, so I'm gonna hold off. Still up about 1800 on the day, so can't complain. But I'm gonna keep an eye on NCNA and PLRZ. It's my two plays I'm in right now. But yeah, GPUS might be the runner on the day. But I'm going to step away for probably like
AIFF.
Well, never mind. I just got an alert. AIFF. Is that the one I had up earlier? No. AIFF. Looks like I did not catch this one. Anybody caught this one? They made some money though. Just think, some people bought up here. All right, like I was saying, I'm gonna let these positions kind of ride out, see what they do. Only ones I'm in right now are NCNA, PLRZ, up about 1700 on the day. So I'm not going to force anything at this point. there's a beautiful setup, you better believe I'm gonna jump in it. But as of right now, um, I'm gonna keep an eye on GPUS, see where it, I think this one's gonna stay bullish personally. One usually uh, gets super bullish, especially on a Monday. Made some money on the first pop, and this move right here made me a little nervous, so I got out. This might be a good 9:30 play, or 9:30 to 9 to 10 o'clock play where it tests the pre-market highs, but we'll keep an eye on this one, GPUS. But as of right now, I'm only in NCNA with a very small position, and PLRZ with a small position as well. So I'm going to step away for a couple minutes, and I will be right back. I'll keep my alerts on, so if something goes off, you'll hear it, but I will be back very shortly.
JCSE, NCNA, ATHE, AIFF.
Okay, I am back. And if y'all have been on this live stream before, y'all know at 8 o'clock, for whatever reason, Trade Ideas just starts naming all the plays from earlier. So that's all that was. So basically, $18 in the money on PLRZ, 80 bucks in the money for NCNA. Keeping an eye on GPUS. It's looking pretty bullish, so I'm avoiding it for now. And that's about it. That's about it. I'm not going to force anything because I'm up. As you can see, try to be transparent. 1,700 on the day. So I wouldn't say I'm going to be conservative, but I'm not going to just blindly jump into anything. We had some beautiful plays. Honestly, should be up way more than I am. This was my favorite play of the day that we alerted. KWE, I mean, just a beautiful setup. Pumped at 6 o'clock, went all the way up to 940s. As you can see from the arrows, I was able to get some entries here, and then just death candle after death candle after death candle. Honestly, I jumped out a little early, but still made, I think, about 800 on that one.
FLGC.
FLGC, just got an alert for it. I'm gonna pull it up. If it gets above $1 again, I might enter, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think it's about to get beat down. But anyways, I'll keep an eye on it regardless. JCSC made a nice on this pop. It just decided to pop at 7 o'clock exactly, got an entry, and then just beautiful death candle all the way, and it hasn't recovered. Similar story with IVF, very bullish for about 20 minutes, and then it gave it all back. So some nice plays on the day. I made some money. Some of our members made some money, as you can see in the chat. So can't complain. Can't complain. A lot of opportunities this morning. So, but right now I'm only in NCNA and PLRZ, small positions. Because again, like I said, up about $1,700, $1,800 on the day. Don't want to give it away. Z-car, let me pull it up. Yes, trying to get above, what is that? That's the 200 moving average. Yeah, I'll probably avoid this one for now, but it's trying to do something.
JCSE.
JCSC. Oh, we already, that was one we played earlier. I'm not really sure why it gave us an alert, because it's not doing much. If you're just hopping on, missed a lot of good plays this morning. I'm up 1,700, but I should be up way more than that. Sorry, I keep pulling up this chart, but man, this is so beautiful. As a bear, it's beautiful. Yeah, if you have any questions, let me know. If not, I'm just going to keep it on GPUS, watch it, see what it does. I'm only in NCNA and PLRZ, so until I get an alert or until I see something I like, I'm going to kind of be sitting on the sideline because I've had a pretty good pre-market so far. So if you have any questions, let me know. If you see something, let me know. And if I see something, I will let you know.
GPUS. JCSE.
I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure why my trading alerts are giving out false alerts, but it currently is. If GPUS does fall below VWAP, I might think about an entry, but I see this one staying bullish unless something else steals the attention. And as of right now, it is by far the leading gainer on the day, up 191%. So if it falls below VWAP in combination with something else popping off, I might consider it. If not, I'll wait for a entry at pre-market, or sorry, after market opens, to see if it tests this 460 high of day, or 470 almost. I'll put an entry a little before that, but as of right now, this is kind of the main mover outside of NCNA, which is giving us a little pop here. Like I said, I thought that 90 cents was key level. Hence why I took 800 shares of profit there. So that's kind of my thought process. I'll enter GPUS if it falls below VWAP in combination with something else popping off. And I haven't even pulled up GPUS on dilution tracker yet. I'm about to do that now. Institutional ownership is only 2%.
JCSE.
Looks like they have about 24, 25 million in cash, so they're not that strapped in cash either.
NCNA.
NCNA, is it popping? Man, I'm getting all kind of false alerts today. That's weird. So GPUS is below VWAP now. Might be an entry here. And I'm not even sure why GPUS is really popping. The news is not that bullish. The convertible, what is it? 25 million convertible preferred at a conversion price equal to the greater of 10 cents per share. Because that's potential dilution. I don't know. This feels bearish or neutral in the short term to me. Tempted to enter right here. I'm going to enter, but very, very small. Just 200 shares. Dang, it's dropping now. gets back to 275, I'll enter 200 shares since it broke below VWAP and closed. But yeah, the more I look at this news, again, I'm not an expert at interpreting the news. I won't pretend to be, but to me, this looks like a dilution risk, and it could put pressure on the stock price, and it's kind of incentive for investors to short or sell, but maybe longer term bullish if the capital is used well, but short term, I'm not really sure why this is popping unless I'm not interpreting the news correctly. But like I said, small shares, just 200 if it gets to 375, just because, like I've been saying, I'm up 1,771 on the day because of a bunch of beautiful plays from this morning, and I don't want to give that back. And the only stocks I'm in right now is NCNA and PLRZ. And I honestly am just planning on holding these, just see where they end up. Both of these have a ton to give back. PLRZ was trading between 25-30 cents as of Friday pre-market. And CNA, I still don't know why this one popped this morning. It was trading from 45 to 50 cents, popped up. I'm only in 600 shares now because I've taken profit on most of them. But if JPUS, okay, it popped. So now I'm in 200 shares as it fell below VWAP. And I will re-enter in this 450 to 460 range since I got my confirmation of it falling below VWAP. But again, I will be playing with small shares because I could see at market opening this one flirting with or testing the pre-market highs. But if it's obviously the top gainer on the day. It's up almost 200%. What would be ideal is if something else pops off, steals attention away from it, which there's still a good chance. I mean, news drops all the way up to like 9:30, PR drops. So it's kind of my thought process with this one. So I'm going to enter trade. Let's see. Okay, in 200 shares, and if it pops up to 449 or 455, I'll enter 200 more shares. But that's all for now. Wow, Carlos, this is a good call on the Zoom car. I know we were just like, what is it doing? But ended up going to 950 and then just tanking right back to 760. Weird. Look at it. Look at FLGC. Look what it did. I couldn't get in there fast enough, but pop and then complete right back down. I think some people bought up here over $1 and then just immediately just tanks. Wild. Wild stuff. Yeah, Katie, most all the plays, all the good plays were earlier. This might be a good opportunity with GPUS, but I'm only in 200 shares. But all the positions I'm in are green currently, which is funny because when the day started, all three of my positions were red. But that's I'm used to that with shorting. That you don't, it's hard to time the top. You just get in knowing that it's going to give back all of its gains. So now up 1800 on the day. So I'm gonna probably be pretty risk off unless there's a really good opportunity. But so I'm in PLRZ, a little in the money here, only 68 bucks, 89, 90 bucks here, and then GPUS 20 bucks. So as you can see, a lot of small positions because like I said, I'm up 1800, so I'm not going to risk a lot at this point. Just see how these play out. And the reason and why I'm in all these, I'll go over that. If you don't know, this one fell below VWAP, GPUS. I will re-enter small positions if it tests the pre-market high. If it breaks through that, I'll get out. PLRZ, I got in this one because it was a pop between 4 and 659 without news. They usually get back their gains. And then NCNA, another 4 a.m. pop with no news. So I've already taken, as you can see, profit at 90 cents. So I'm only sitting on 600 shares right now. So that's the only positions I'm in currently. And unless you have questions, I'm gonna quit talking so much. And I'll let you know if another alert pops up. But again, just keeping my eye on GPUS, NCNA, and PLRZ. Okay, I've been quiet for a little bit. I so the only positions I'm currently in are GPUS. I entered this position as it fell below VWAP. Will re-enter if it tests those highs. There's a good chance at 9:30 to 10 it will attempt to do that, especially if it doesn't bleed out before then, and if nothing else runs. So if there's something else that pops before then and steals the attention away, then I could see this one bleeding out. I'm only in 200 shares because one, this is getting the money flow, or it was getting the money, most of the money flow this morning, and I'm up $1,800 on the day, so I'm not trying to go too heavy. I don't want to lose that. Um, and then I'm in PLRZ. Honestly, I'm just going to let this one fade all day. It's I'm only in 1,000 shares here too, and then NCNA, same kind of storyline. I'm just going to let this one fade. Probably take profits at the 200 moving average. It was a beautiful morning this morning though. We made money on IVF, KWE, JCSE, and even GPUS on the initial pop. I'm wondering why I'm only up 1,800. I should be up way more, but as you can see, I did take some profit early, like this one right here. Like, look where it's at now. I should have just held on to it. That same thing with KWE, took profits a little early. Um, so, but yeah, these are the positions I'm currently in. So if you have any questions, let me know. All green for these positions, but like I said, very small positions because I don't want to give back any of my gains. Not necessarily being conservative, because if there's a beautiful opportunity, you better believe I will enter it, but nothing is super appealing to me right now. GPUS might become more appealing to me. I'll probably regret only entering 200 shares, but it is definitely the top gainer today. And I think it still has a chance of making a bullish move, hence why I'll re-enter right here. But if something else pops, steals attention away from this, that'll be a good thing. So that's where I'm at. If you have any questions, let me know. If not, I'll let you know if I hear any alerts. But as of right now, that's kind of the game plan. I knew I would regret not going heavier on this position. That's okay. I might actually take profit here because this level right here is what it got to previously when it popped up. So I'm just going to take the money off the table and then re-enter if it gets back to VWAP. So, and then I'll put another entry about 375. Playing a little more conservative because I'm just trying to hold on to my gains. Hope that makes sense why I got out at 329, and hopefully it'll come back to VWAP. I mean, if it does come back to VWAP, I'll just re-enter. What could happen is this crash and I leave a lot of money on the table, but I think we might have one more pop left in it. You're wrong. It might keep dropping, which is fine. Can't be mad about taking profits, but 842. So there's still a good chance it could pop up. I still wouldn't be surprised if it tests highs again. I know this is just hideous red candle after red candle, but if nothing else, if this is still the highest for the top gainer come 9:30, there is still a good chance it will pop. So if any of y'all are in it, I hope it keeps going down, but there is a chance it could pop at 9:30. And that pop might only be to VWAP. It might be to test highs. I'm not sure, but good stuff. Good stuff. where I'm not talking much, doing some things in the background, but I'm only in PLRZ currently, NCNA, and I'm honestly just waiting for both these to fall. I think they're just gonna give back most of their gains today. I'm up almost 1900 now, so that's kind of why I'm a little hands off, risk off right now until there's a beautiful opportunity. Made most of my money from IVF, KWE, JCSE, and even GPUS, as you can see. Entries, exits. Stopped out here, but entered here, took profit here. I think there's going to be another opportunity for this play at some point. It'll either test VWAP or pre-market highs. So I'll be looking to enter at those levels. But as of right now, I'm not in a lot. Like I said, kind of risk off. I'm up $1,900 on the morning. So kind of just riding it out. I'll probably live stream till about 9:45, 10, and then bounce unless there's a good reason to stay on. But sorry, there's not a lot of action right now. If I get an alert, I will gladly let y'all know. My scanner is live. It's made us money a few times today with some alerts, but also some of our member alerts have. Carlos notified us of a few plays. Martin notified us of a few plays. So, and some of those were in our circle group. So if you're not a part of it, you should look into joining. It's free right now, but it will not be free for long because it's growing quicker than I expected, and I do not want the dynamic to change. So the people that are already in it will be grandfathered in, free for life. But after that, I will start charging to kind of slow down the amount of people that's joining. I want people to join, don't get me wrong, but I want it to be people who are serious and not trolls. But yeah, we have a good supportive dynamic now, and I do not want that to change. So if you're interested, this is the week to join. After this week, I will be charging. Curious how much GPUS will pop. Not that it's really popping right now, but I think at 9:30 we might see it test VWAP. Might try to get an entry there. And at the highs of the day. PLRZ and NCNA are kind of all hanging around the same level. Or levels that they were. And at market open, if PLRZ decides it wants to pop, we'll add more shares to it as well. NCNA, well, I'll probably keep an eye on this one more than anything, but this one had no news, so I just expect it to keep falling. And GPUS. So keep an eye on these, but these are kind of the main plays for the day for me. Again, one, there's not much going on, and two, I'm comfortable with my profit for the day, up around $1,800 right now. So I'm not going to force anything. Nothing worse than giving back all your gains. So, but if there's an opportunity, I will play it. And if PLRZ wants to pop up again, I'll add to the position. But not a lot going on right now. I'll quickly go over the plays from earlier. I see some new people jumped on. So as you can see, this is the moves we play, pops mostly in the pre-market. JCSC gave us a beautiful opportunity earlier. It popped to about what, 155. Entered a short position, rode it down. KWE gave us a beautiful opportunity this morning. Nice little pop, then rode it down. And IVF, very similar story. Jumped out a little too early on this one, but as you can see, we rode that one down as well. So that's where most of the money was made this morning. We do this daily. It's what we do. So my favorite one of the day was this one though. Just absolutely obliterated, like crazy. And I jumped out too early on this one too. Mainly because usually after some big red death candles like this, it'll try to pop, but man, this one sure didn't. JCSE, not really sure what caused this one to pop so much at 7 o'clock, but it did, wrote it down. IVF, very similar story. So as of now, and I'll play this one if it wants to come back to VWAP, I'll short it again. But as of right now, the only play I'm in is NCNA and PLRZ. Very small positions, because like I was saying, I'm up, what, $1,800. So I'm not going to force any trades right now. I'll just write out the ones I'm in. And then if GPUS wants to pop to VWAP, I'll enter a couple hundred shares. And if it wants to test the high of pre-market, I'll enter 200 more shares. So that's the thought process with these plays. And yeah, that's kind of it. And if you're new to shorting, this is where money's made. I'm just being honest, like so much easier to make money shorting than longing, because most of these plays give their gains right back. And you probably noticed that if you've ever went long, if you thought, man, if I would have done the opposite of what I did, I would have made money. It's kind of what we do, but we have a strategy behind it to ensure that we stay profitable. I have a 92% win rate on the year. So it's about just ensuring that the losses don't wipe you out. So when a play goes against you, you gotta be smart about when to jump in, when to jump out. So yeah, we have a circle group. It's free right now. I don't think it'll be free for long though. Sent an announcement out to everyone last night about that might be changing. Whoever gets in before I start charging will be grandfathered in for free, but I really like the dynamic in our group right now. It's super supportive, interactive, so I don't want that to change. And as I keep it free, I'm noticing more and more people are coming in. Looks like NCNA breaking new lows now. Well, I took profit too early on this one too. But I still think this one might test VWAP for pre-market highs. Looks like NCNA wants to keep falling. Same thing with GPUS. Yeah, I definitely jumped out early on this one. I don't know if this will, if it gets much lower, it might not even test VWAP at market open. This stock was so manipulated after hours Friday. And I made a little bit of money on it on this move. I didn't alert it to the group because again, I noticed it was getting very manipulated. And what I mean by that is it was trading between 25 to 30 cents. It pumps, it has warrants at $1.20. It pumped all the way to $1.19 and failed. And the warrants are basically useless unless it gets over $1.20. Soon as after hours, this thing popped so hard, and I can tell you why it popped. The bid had insane sizes on it, like 100,000, 200,000 shares. And every time it would fall through, and it was breaking through some of them, but every time it would, another one would show up, and it just kept pumping it up, pumping it up, pumping it up. And it kept it elevated right here. And then finally, when those large bids disappeared, it gave it all back. And I don't know if they were intentionally trying to get it over that $1.20 so the warrants could be exercised. I don't know if you can exercise them that quick. I don't know, but they were making sure it got above $1.20. Starting to pop a little here. And then you can see I have some re-entries right here if it wants to get up here. I will gladly re-enter. I'm only in 1,000 shares right now. All my positions are small, or both of them. I think I'm only in 2 right now, right? Yeah. PLRZ and NCNA. I wanted to enter GPUS again. I was hoping it would pop back to VWAP, but and it still might, but a little bit more of a stretch now. PLRZ trying to pop a little. About 17 minutes till market opens. I'll stay on until probably about 10. Unless there's a reason to stay on longer. Anybody in the chat looking at anything that I'm not looking at? Am I missing any pulleys? Yeah, the plays this morning were just gorgeous. So many beautiful opportunities. Just I honestly should be up way more than I am. I was taking profits too early. Got excited. Katie, you're in NCNA. Cool. Probably the best one to be in, honestly. Looks like the PLRZ pot failed. But I could see this one at 9:30. Definitely testing these pre-market highs, potentially even these highs, but how many shares do I have? I might go ahead and put some orders up there. So I have a order up there. If it wants to get up there, I'll short it. But I'm probably going to work on the circle groups playlist, watch list. But it's probably just going to mostly consist of PLRZ, GPUS, and NCNA. But I'm going to look to see if there's anything else interesting right now. I'll pull up KIDZ. That was the one that was acting up uh, Friday. What's it doing today? Oh, speaking of the devil. That 750 probably wasn't a bad short, to be honest. Looks like it's having trouble getting over the 200 moving average. So yeah, no, that's the main three I'm looking at: PLRZ, JPUS, NCNA. Zip Trader trying to pump JCSE this morning, so might keep an eye on this one as well. The short if it gets up to actually maybe 145, 500 shares. And then it gets to 149 or somewhere. And you see the 145, I'm gonna change that to 152. Yeah. There we go. So again, I'm working on the watch list right now, but it's mostly going to be PLRZ, NCNA, GPUS, and JCSE. I'm already up 1800 on the day, as you can see here. So I'm playing a little bit conservative, but man, like I recommend getting on these lives a little bit earlier because the opportunities we had earlier were just insane. Like I should be up way more than I am, honestly. But we just had so many great, like in this one too, like look at this pop, timed it perfectly, took profits. Like the fact that I'm only up $1,800 is almost disappointing because beautiful, beautiful opportunities. But that's okay. KIDZ, it might be worth, if this gets up to like, especially this 850 range, it might be worth, looking into, to be honest. Because there's like almost a level right here. You can see it kept getting right here, here, but it's not a clean level. But if it dares gets back to the 10, like if it gets to the 10 level, I will try to short this one for sure. But that's a little bit of a stretch. I don't know if it'll get there, but if it does, because you can see every time it tried to get above 10, it failed hard. Anyways, back to the watch list. So JCSE is on the watch list. If it gets up to this 149, 152 range, I will be shorting it. NCNA, if it gets, I don't see this happening, but if it gets back to this 125 to 130 range, I'll be shorting it as well. And let me finish this watch list so I can send it out to my group. Put a short here at 128. I'll go in with 600 more shares. I'll do 127. There we go. Because that's where these wicks got up to. The other one is PLRZ. You can see I got a lot of levels right here. So pre-market, it got up to 150. And then last Friday, when it was manipulated above 120 for the warrants, it got to 178. So I'll short it if it gets to 168, 148, and 138. And the last one is GPUS. Pre-market high of 465. ARRY. Thanks for the heads up. I didn't get an alert for it. Did you spell it right? Sorry, I'm trying to get this list out to my group. Yeah, tell me what the ticker is and I'll look at it. Okay, I got my watch list out. And the market will be opening very soon. these are the main three I'm looking at right here. Hope, NCNA, and PLRZ dives. I could see PLRZ trying to test some highs though. The market's open. Let's see what happens. This one's either going to tank or it's going to test VWAP or the pre-market highs. JCSC, like I said, this is a zip trader pump, so it might pump a little. Yeah, PLRZ will probably at least get to the pre-market highs. I hope it does at least. I would love to get a bigger position on this one. NCNA looks like it's just going to fall. That's what I expect this one to do, honestly. Taking profits at the 200 moving average. PLRZ hit one of my entries. I'll get up to 148. NCNA, it might have halted down. No, it's still going down 78 cents. GPUS, not doing much. And these other ones aren't doing anything either. What did KIPZ decide to do? Fail. Oh, it hit my entry. Nice. So see, I took the 148 right before it got to the 150. Figured it would reject there, and boy, did it. It rejected. So let's see if it tries to pop back up, or if that just helped my average. I hope it just helped my average. Because it could still pop to see the after hours high on Friday. Okay. I move this down to VWAP level. I'll re-enter GPUS if it wants to get to VWAP. NCNA is diving. I'm up $10 away from a 2K morning. Not too bad. Not too bad. Did it halt down? Looks like it might have halted down. Or no, still moving. I don't know, I can't tell. I think it halted down. Let's go. PLRZ. Was that not a nice entry, guys? Was that not a nice ad right there? I might actually take some off at 120 because 120 is going to be a tough level. So I took a little off there just because this 120 level, and as you can see right here, and that's where the warrants exercise at. So if this is getting manipulated, which I think it might be, they're going to try to keep it above 120. So I took Just 400 shares off right there. I guess this didn't halt down. If it gets back to 71, I'm taking profit. You know what? I'm actually I want to close out this position. One less thing to look at. So if it gets, oh no, it's bouncing a little bit. If it gets down to 72, I'm just going to get out of this one. PLRZ. Key levels 120 on this one. GPUS. Did it get up here? No. Come back down, NCNA. Hit my 72 cents. JPUS looks like it might want to test VWAP. Where's VWAP at? Yeah, I'm going to put it at 358. Because I want to get it right when it tests VWAP. There we go. Field. It's going through VWAP. Let's see if it can hold. PLRZ. It's hanging around that 120 level. Love to see it break, but hasn't broke yet. GPUS. I might add an entry here too at 4, because this is definitely a level where it couldn't get over 4. NCNA. I want this one to drop to 72 cents. PLRZ trying to bounce. on that 120 level I keep talking about. GPUS. Let's see if it hits my 398. KWE gave it all back. Looks like NCNA is going to hit my 72. Let's see. Boom, got filled. Okay, so now I'll just keep an eye on PLRZ and GPUS. This 120 level is so key. And like I was saying, if you just hopped on, this is where it got to on Friday, 120. And that's also where their warrants are, 120. Hence why it pumped, manipulated after hours on Friday to make sure it got over 120. So that's a very key level. GPUS, it'll give out eventually, but is it gonna make it to $4? Is it gonna make it to $4.50? Not sure, but it'll give out at some point. Katie, you make pretty good on the, if you're still on, did you make pretty good on the NCNA? If y'all see anything else moving, let me know. Looks like GPUS is testing VWAP. Falling below VWAP. As you can see, I'm in very up 2K on the day. If I close out my positions now, but as you can see, I'm not in very heavy, and that's by I mean, that's intentional. I'm up 2K on the day. I'm pretty happy with that. So I don't want to go too heavy. PLRZ. Might even trim some of this one because it's gonna keep bouncing off 120. And again, I'm up, feeling good. Trimmed another 500, so I'm just gonna let these 500 ride out. And there's a good chance it falls right back to these levels, you know, where it was at prior to Friday. I think this whole move was a manipulation to get the price above 120 so they can get rid of some of these warrants. Could be wrong. Oh, nice, Katie. You made 213. Nice, nice, nice. So mainly just going to keep an eye on GPUS throughout the day. It's going to get back the gains more than likely. Come on, fill my 398. Hit 398. Come on. Oh no, don't stop at 397. Oh, it got it. Or did it? Yes. So now I'm in 300 shares. I had another entry as it tests $4 just to kind of increase my average. And then if it wants to get up to the 450 range, I will add to it. PLRZC, that 120 level, it does not want to fall below it. Uh-oh, here's GPUS. It might, so I was staying in pre-market. There's a chance it'll test the pre-market highs. I hope it does actually, and then it just fails hard. That's what they usually do. But if there's not much moving in the market, it could break through it, but I don't think that'll happen. But yeah, see why I took profit right here now? Because I had a feeling this would happen. Yes, it went a little lower before it did that, but I had a feeling it would try to test VWAP or pre-market highs. Glad I took profit. It's kind of in GPUS, kind of no man's land right now. Want it to test the highs or just drop? One or the other. this $4 level. It's trying to bounce off it. I'm not concerned at this point. This is what I want to see. I want to see it test the pre-market high. Obviously, if it breaks it, that's not good. But even if it wicks over it, I'm not too concerned. It's more the 5-minute candle closing above it. But as of right now, it doesn't know what it wants to do. I'll be on for another about 9 minutes probably, and then I'll bounce at 10. PLRZ, same story. It's bouncing around that 120 level. Let's see if it tests the highs. It's thinking about it, that's for sure. I think it will. I'm hoping. Boom. Okay. Now we're hitting.
GPUS.
So I'm not getting out because that was just a wick. That was just a wick. That's just hunting for stop losses. But if it sustains above here, so let's see where it closes, the 5-minute candle. Wow. Strong move. I think it'll fail, but strong move. I think that was a stop loss raid, to be honest, though. So these next 10 seconds are important. Where does it close? So it didn't close over a new high, but it is starting above it. So I'll have to stay close to this one, but PLRZ did break 120 at least. Looks like it might go down here. GPUS is starting to fall. Crazy move. I'm feeling pretty good about this one because the news was not great. Like it basically says they're going to dilute shareholders. IVF coming up, looking to short pre-market highs. IVF. Nice, 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 nice. This might not even be a bad entry right here. How far is it up? Only 33. I wonder if it even gets above VWAP. But no, yeah, if it gets close to the pre-market highs, yeah, I'll be entering that one with you. So tempted to get out of this one because I just think this one's going to keep getting manipulated. I might close out a PL or a Z, to be honest. Okay, I'm out of that one. Now the focus is just GPUS and if IVF gets to pre-market highs. Looks like it might fail here though. Why is it not connected to my TradeZero? Because I entered this one earlier on the initial pop. Oh, that's why, because I have it up twice. GPUS, what are you trying to do? I think it fails. The good thing is I'm only in 500 shares, so I even have room to let it play some, but I'm gonna try not to. Let's go. Your average is better than mine. My average is 404. Even with this one down, still up 1800 on the day, but I would love to see this one fail. But honestly, I could see this one going either way. Kind of want to add to the position right here too. If it gets back up to 459, I'm going to enter 100 more shares. Boop. So now I'm up 600 shares, I mean. Average is 413. It is having a hard time staying above the pre-market high. That's what gives me a little bit of assurance. Reassurance. It's probably the correct way to say that. I mean, I want to bounce. I usually leave around 10, but I want to see how this plays out. Z-car. Let's pull up Z-car. Oh, wow. What's it doing? Huh. Yeah, that might not be a bad entry. I'm not really interested right now because it's only up 36%, but I could see it giving it back. NIVF. It's not bad. You can see it's starting to get bullish, but if it gets up to these levels, I'd be interested, but not necessarily right here because it's only technically up 23. I know PLRZ, I was playing it and it says it's only up 13. It's up way more than that. I'm playing this one based on the previous day. In where did it go? Oh, NIVF. Yeah, I know, because you can see it likes to make these long wicks and fall back down. If it gets back up to this 420 range, I don't think it's I don't think it's a bad play. It'll be up about closer to 50% at least. And that's without me looking at much else. I don't know about the news, float, stuff like that, but based on just the technicals of how it's moving, that's probably not a bad entry. Now, Z card is a little interesting, I'll be honest. Did it hold up? Oh, GPUS. Let's go. We're in the money now. I love it. I love it. I'm up quite a bit today, so I might trim some positions even here. So I'm down to only 400 shares. P&L is showing $2,000 and $2,035. So I'm going to kind of stick with these 400 and probably just watch it throughout the day, see what happens. What I expect to happen is it's not, I mean, again, I don't have a crystal ball and these get manipulated and there's not a lot running. So take that into account. But I think it'll get back most of these gains because the news doesn't seem very bullish to me. They're selling 25 million convertible preferred and like it's just a fancy way of saying dilution. And if they do that, it'll put pressure on the stock price. So yeah, 400 shares. I'm gonna let it play some, but as of right now, I'm feeling good about this position. Probably want to wrap up for the day. Yeah, Z-Car, I'll keep an eye on Z-Car is actually a little bit more interesting than NIVF. The only thing that scares me about it, the reason why I'm not like super bullish on it or super bearish on it is because of this. It has a lot of range, and yes, it's looking bearish. It looks like it's going to keep going down, but it has a ton of range in the short term that it could potentially test. It's testing these levels right now. You know what? I done sold myself. I'm gonna get in Z car above 11. I'm just gonna enter 100 shares though. Uh-oh, I might not get that entry I wanted. I'm in Z car. So, but I'm gonna be honest with you. This is what makes me a little bit nervous about it is it does have a lot of range. It could test 18. Do I think that's gonna happen? No, or I wouldn't have entered it. But I'm just saying what could happen. But I'm probably gonna wrap up for the day. Realize of over 2 grand. So I'm happy. I'm gonna keep an eye on Z car and see what happens with it. take profit probably around the 200 moving average. JPUS, keep an eye on this one. This one could get bullish. I'm just trying to be honest. This one could get bullish. That's why I lowered my average. But the news, again, I read this as dilution risk, pressure on the stock price. So, I mean, yes, short term, I think it's very bearish. Long term, maybe bullish if they know how to use the money correctly. But right now, I'm not. It's going to give back its gains at some point. How high will it get before it gets back those gains? I don't know. This $5 level is going to be very hard to break, in my opinion. So I am expecting it to go lower. The risk versus reward is there for me. So anyways, that's all I have today. Oh, look, already $70 in the money with Z-Car. Now, good call out. I see why it's interesting to y'all, but like I said, I just try to be honest. Like, it does have a lot of range. So if it sustains over this 1180, is that that 1180 range, or let's just say 12 bucks, you know, I would get nervous because then the next level is 15 and then the next level is like 18. So that's my opinion on that one. But yeah, overall a great day. Great day. So thank y'all for hopping on. Appreciate it. And I will see y'all next time. Very good day. If you didn't see the first part of it, catch some of these amazing plays we called earlier today. I mean, it was great play after
GVH.
great play. And I'll leave y'all with this. I'm hopping off, but I just got an alert. So if y'all want to look into it, y'all can. It is GVH. I might look at it. It's up 80%. GVH. Oh, but it's not even to $1 yet. But if it gets to $1, this one might be interesting. But anyways, I'll leave y'all with that. I got some things I need to do. I'm gonna keep an eye on these few plays, but thank y'all for hopping on. See y'all next time.